Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your man, the Grass Ninja. In today's video, we're going to be breaking down the beginning portions of Chapter 72. So, if you want to check out the whole code, manipulating the Ten Tails, creating an army of these little fission beings that are spawned from the Ten Tails and his claw marks, I already did that part of the chapter. It's in a video that you can check out right here. Basically, we're going to be breaking down the whole Amado bringing Eida and Damon to the Hidden Leaf Village, Kawaki's role, what is Amado's plan. We're going to be breaking down all of that in this video. So, the chapter starts with Kawaki, Shikamaru, and Naruto. They're all having a conversation, basically trying to figure out what the hell Amado's plan is, because they don't know what his ulterior motives are, right? Kawaki straight up says he doesn't know anything that Amado's planning to do. He didn't even know that Amado had restored his karma. He did it without his permission, right? Shikamaru says that, yeah, we know that, but we're wondering if you have any intel at all on what he possibly might be trying to do. And that's what Kawaki wants to know as well. And then they enter this little bickering back and forth where they discuss whether or not Shikamaru is actually happy that Amado's been captured and is probably dead now, so that way they don't have to keep worrying about this shifty bastard Amado, right? Now, while they're bickering and stuff, Naruto is not really happy about the way Kawaki is talking about Amado dying, but it gets cut off because some random shinobi guy comes in and informs Shikamaru that there's an urgent phone call coming in for Shikamaru from Amado himself. So that's when we get to check out the Land of Snow, and we basically hop into this train station where Eida, Damon, and Amado are basically checking in and getting ready to leave to return to Konoha. Now, when they're on this phone call, we get a little time frame. So we know that from this point, Amado is about 3 to 4 days away from reaching Konoha. With this train and everything, he should arrive to Konoha's, I guess Konoha's gate or their train station within 3 to 4 days, alright? Now keep that in mind, that Amado is arriving with Eida and Damon, alright, because this is a big deal, and we'll go over that a little bit later. But as they're discussing that he's alive, Shikamaru wants to know what happened, how are you alive, and everything. And this is when Amado lets him know, don't worry, Eida has cut ties with Code, she's no longer working with him, and she wants to take you up on your offer to join Konoha, right? As he goes over that, Shikamaru is completely like shocked. It's like almost like he doesn't even remember he said that, right? Almost like the whole chapter had been gone for an extra month. But yeah, Shikamaru looks shocked, right? Now, the crazy thing that's happening here, right, is that Shikamaru knows about Damon, and Amado's like, oh, wow, you had intel on that. That's interesting. Yeah, he's coming too. They're a package deal. You can't expect Eida to move somewhere and not bring her little brother and just leave him behind. So Shikamaru's upset that Amado's making these plays even though he doesn't have the proper authorization to just make these judgment calls. But then Amado reminds him that neither do you. You don't have authority in this situation either, because we're all slaves to what Eida wants to happen, right? So whatever Eida says is what's going to happen, and that's the situation we're all in. And that's the scary part, right? Because when Eida enters the village, right, whether she enters through the front gates of Konoha or she enters through the lightning train station, she's probably going to encounter lots of random Leaf citizens just out in public. Like, unless there's an escort team, which you couldn't even, this is a crazy thing. Eida meets a person, they fall in love with her, and then they're her love slave until the end of time. So if Eida walks from the front gates of Konoha all the way to the Hokage estate where Kawaki is, do you know how many people are going to be charmed by her just through that walk? Even if she went the fastest route possible, she's going to run into people are going to fall in love with her, and she's basically going to steal citizens away from Konoha because they'll be loyal to her whether they want to or not. Now, the scary thing is that even if they sent an escort team to like bring Eida in as effectively as possible, they probably will get charmed and be like, no, if Eida says she wants to walk, then they're walking. Or if they use space-time ninjutsu to like teleport her to the estate, then that just means Naruto, Sasuke, or whoever is there, whoever's the first people to meet her, are her new slaves, right? So it's really crazy having Eida in Konoha, because this affects the whole shinobi loyalties to Konoha, because if Eida charms all of the Leaf citizens, then it's like an invasion happened before an attack, right? Like Eida literally is gonna steal all of the hearts of every Leaf shinobi, every Leaf citizen, and they won't give a damn what the Hokage wants to do, because it's whatever Eida wants to do. And that's the scariest thing ever. So 3 to 4 days away, the hearts of every hidden Leaf shinobi are at risk of being stolen by Eida, right? Now, Amado goes on to explain to Shikamaru that, unfortunately, the fact that he's alive means that he did remove Code's limiters, right? Shikamaru's freaking out. He's like, why the hell would you remove the dude's limiters? And of course, we already know this. Amado explained before. He's like, I'm not good with torture, bro. So, like, if they hurt me enough, I'm going to do whatever I need to do to survive. But he also explains, now that you have Eida and Damon on your team, Code's power is insignificant, right? It's all of Konoha plus Eida and Damon versus Code. Now, Amado doesn't know what Code is doing currently, right? If you want to know what Code is doing currently, I did a video on that you can check out. So subscribe to the channel, like, and all that crap. And go check it out, and you can come back and finish up this one. But the scariest part about this, right, is that Eida has to remind Amado what is actually going on here, right? Because unfortunately for Amado, while speaking to Shikamaru, after he explains that Code has gained more power, but so has Konoha, right? Eida and Damon, right? They are two very powerful shogi pieces, right? We know Shikamaru likes to play chess, he likes to play shogi, he likes board games, right? So he uses an analogy and he compares Eida and Damon to game pieces, saying like, look man, the ball is in your court, I'm giving you the intel as I have it, you're gonna have to make up the plan from here on out. After the end of that phone call, Eida and Damon, or Eida specifically, is like, look man, I don't like being referred to as one of your game pieces or a little pawn in your scheme. So like, remember, when we get to Konoha, you need to use your silver tongue, your little talk no jutsu, to basically sway Kawaki into falling in love with me. And Amado's like, what the hell do you mean? I'm supposed to play matchmaker? Like, I'm Amado Sanzu, bro. Like, I'm not Mr. Matchmaker. I'm like behind the scenes puppet master guy. And she's like, look, I don't care. You're gonna do what you have to do to make sure Kawaki falls in love with me. Otherwise, I'll kill you. And that's when Damon chimes in. It's like, well, actually, I'll be the one who has to kill you and stuff. But Amado is basically being forced into a corner where it's like, look, you better play matchmaker, make sure Kawaki digs me, and we'll be fine, and I won't kill you. But if Kawaki's like, nah, I don't want nothing to do with you, then guess what? You are done. You're dead. Over. And this is where it comes into play what we were talking about in the very beginning of the video, in the very beginning of the chapter. Shikamaru and Kawaki, they want to know what Amado is planning, what is his deal. We know he's restored the karma, and they want to know what else he's probably done, because he has his own motives and he has some shit that he's not sharing with them. We learned that Amado has programmed a command code inside of Kawaki, so now that he has this command code, he can basically do very similar shit that we saw happen with Delta and what happened with Code, where all he has to do is utter a sentence, utter a phrase, look in Kawaki's eyes as he's doing it, and then boom, Kawaki will get shut down. That's how Amado explained it. He explained that he can shut down Kawaki with this command code in case Konoha tried to turn against him. He can take away their strongest weapon, which is Kawaki. My thing is, sure, you can shut him down, you can put him to sleep like you did Delta, and that'll take him out of the fight. But what is Amado's plan to take out the rest of Konoha? Because Kawaki is just the biggest gun, right? There's other people in Konoha who can fight. There's still Boruto, there's still Sasuke, Shikamaru, Naruto. There's still lots of people who can bring the fight to Amado. So what is Amado's deterrent to stop Konoha from doing that? And this is where I think we're getting into Winter Soldier territory, right? I believe Amado is like the scientist in Hydra, and Kawaki is like the Winter Soldier. Okay, so Kawaki is basically a sleeper cell or a sleeper agent at this point. He's walking around Konoha completely oblivious, completely unaware to the fact that Amado has basically pre-programmed him to follow certain commands and act out a certain mission once a certain key phrase has been uttered to Kawaki, right? So once Kawaki hears the magic words, he's going to be like Amado's personal like Winter Soldier. Like, and it's crazy the parallels too, because Kawaki lost an arm and then Amado literally repaired his arm, right? And then guess what? It's not any ordinary arm. He etched the karma into it. So now he's got a super arm, just like the Winter Soldier. And now he's got command codes, like, literally programmed into his mind. So, like, Amado at any point can possibly brainwash Kawaki and flip, like, his primary objective in his mind, right? So we know Kawaki has this sense of, like, duty, right? He has this sense of that he has to fulfill, protecting Naruto, protecting Konoha, doing whatever it takes to protect the person he finds precious, right? Well, what if Amado can basically use, like, with these command codes, it's like a scientific genjutsu, where it's like, yeah, I have these nanobots inside you rewiring the connections in your brain so that those feelings that you had towards Naruto and that feeling that you had that you needed to protect the leaf, I took those feelings of protection and defending and connected them to Amado and Eida. So that way, like, yeah, when you see these people and you hear these words, you will no longer make those connections to save the seventh and everything. It'll be like save Amado, and that same strong, intense feeling and desire to protect Naruto will be redirected to protecting Amado, and it'll become like he is the Winter Soldier of Naruto. Like, I really think that Amado is working on some sleeper cell shit, and we're gonna have to wait and see if that comes to fruition, because it doesn't make sense to just shut Kawaki down and like basically take him out of the fight and not take control of him, right? We already saw Amado do this with Delta. He shut her down, and then when she came back into the story, she was working for Konoha, and it doesn't seem like she had any questions about why. She just knows that she works for Konoha now. So he literally changed who she viewed as friend and foe. And I think Amado is going to do something very similar to Kawaki. And this might be his plan to force Kawaki to, like, fall in love with Eida, or at least align himself with Eida, so that way Amado can save his own ass. Because if Kawaki pulls some, I'm not into, you know, that type of shit right now, you know, like, I don't got no time for any girl, I ain't got no time for any booty, then Kawaki, like, might piss off Eida, and that might piss off Amado, because Amado's literally at her mercy, right? If Amado fails, Amado dies. So we got to see what Amado's planning to do. Do you think Kawaki's a sleeper cell? Do you think when Eida reaches Konoha, like, how do you think they're gonna handle that situation? They're just gonna let her walk from the village gates all the way to Naruto, or do you think they're gonna have a special team come pick her up? Do you think they're gonna use scientific ninja tools to teleport her into, like, a certain area so that she doesn't affect the common people of Konoha and steal the allegiances of the citizens? So, like, this is really scary right now. Like, where we're at now, Code has an army and he's planning to invade. Amado's 3 to 4 days away, and he has Eida and Damon, and she can literally take the hearts of every Konoha citizen, basically having them fall loyal to her. And then with the final portions of the chapter, which we'll do in the next video breakdown, we're going to go over everything that Boruto and Momoshiki, that whole interaction between them. So subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out when we get there. I'm your man's the Grass Ninja. Peace.